Welcome everybody to the Frito and Willie show. I'm your host, Frito Marsland, and we got your other host, Willie Mac Trill in the building. What it do, boy?
I'm just blessed to be here, bro.
Yo, that's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Look at that. Willie's grateful, ladies and gentlemen.
Grateful. I'm doing better than what I deserve.
Yo, I'm glad to hear that, my dude. You know how we always start things off, man.
Mm-hmm.
Music that we jam into for the week or a lyric, man. What you got for us, man?
So, as I try to do with most of the Wu-Tang episodes, I listen to the song that's referencing the title of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the name of this episode is All That I Got Is You. And this is the song that made me a Ghostface Killah fan. And so, it comes off the incredible Iron Man album, his first solo album. And I just didn't know he had this in him. I don't think I knew who Ghostface was yet. And I remember him from his very hard-hitting verses on the first album. So to get this real, sentimental, track was just, it caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? Brothers with muscular dystrophy. It was very autobiographical of showing, peeling roaches out of cereal box, watching Saturday morning cartoons. It was not what I expected from Ghostface, or a rapper that called himself Ghostface Killah. You know what I'm saying? And so, very soulful, very honest, very humble. You know what I'm saying? Like this ode to, his mother trying to do the best she could.
Yeah.
And the grandmother as well doing the best they could under the conditions. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the father leaving the family and everything, and dealing with brothers that got real serious conditions, and through all of that, being grateful for having the structure that he had that helped him become the man he is today. So, yeah, All I Got Is You, man. Still in my top 2 or 3 Ghostface Killah songs, and just an incredible song. And then, but also an interesting title for this episode.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that later, but I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah. So just like you, I listened to All That I Got Is You as well. And it's one of those songs when you are in a mood, I can listen to the song 5 times straight. Just contemplating, he just really touched a nerve with his song that you don't see many rappers doing this type of way. You know what I mean? He was able to pull the heartstrings, and having the female solo sing at the end too. It was a very simple rap song that, he poured his heart, man. He really poured his heart and soul into the song and showed a different side of him that we did it. And really, it gave us a peek. That whole Iron Man album really gave us a peek into his, how do you say it? He just has many facets to himself that really kind of allowed him to last so long, that maybe prevented the other Wu-Tang members not to last as long, but allowed him to last as long.
He opened himself to more dimensions.
Yes, thank you. And
that's Mary J. Blige on the hook on the album.
So she's on the album, but then they make it seem like on the video. I
think there was some contract situation. I can't remember what happened, but you know how I get with the paperwork. Yeah, I think that was a paperwork situation.
And we know Mary knows how to sing.
Woo! She took you home at the end, bro. She took you home at the end. I understand that Daddy's not here now. Oh my gosh. But some way or somehow, I will always be around. Bruh. Tears. Oh. Yo, I'm in a mood right now. That's all. That's one of the Mother's Day joints. People make the hip hop Mother's Day list. It's like Dear Mama.
It's on there.
Kanye song for Mama and this. And this. Yeah, bro. What's up? Shout out to the boy Tone.
For sure, man. And and that really takes us into the 4th episode of the Wu-Tang show that we've been reviewing, and it goes into this. I'll be honest with you, I don't know why they titled this episode that. I was like, oh, okay. I kind of could see why, because Dennis kind of connected with his mother finally in a way that they never did until this episode.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like his mom was already like, yo, I got to deal with these 2 kids in these wheelchair. Doggone it. This wasn't really the life that I imagined. And Dennis seeing that, and that kind of like, wow, let me do something special for her. I could kind of see maybe that's where they were going, especially because Dennis is quote unquote Ghostface in the show.
And this was his episode. This was the Ghostface episode.
Yeah, so maybe that's why.
And also, Sherry said something. Remember Sherry when he's like, "This is what you want? You want this?" And she's like, "As long as I have you." So maybe that's a little.
But
I still think it was a good episode title. Even what we just said, this should have been named something else.
It may have been one of those things where like, man, we trying to keep this Wu-Tang song theme going. I don't know what else to name this episode. So
and also it got me excited because when I saw the list of episodes, episode 4, all I got is you. Oh, let's go. Oh, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be about.
What did you think it was gonna be about? Like,
I did think that there was gonna be a situation where he and his mother get closer, but because of the way it ended, maybe we should just go into the show and talk about the show. We'll get to it.
I mean, so first of all, talk about the end. Who cares? Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So like he did. He there's a scene where his younger brother is mute.
Yeah.
Close to being mute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to signal that he needs a television remote. And the mother's like trying to give him everything but the remote because she just doesn't understand his communication style. And because Dennis and Cherie, which we find out later, is so close to these kids and really in tune with their needs, like he understands what it is. Always amazing. Like if you ever have had a family member or friend who take care of someone who has a condition where they're not able to verbally express themselves, it is something. There's such a love language and everything there when you're so in tune with someone can grunt or moan and you know what they're doing. Like, I've been around that in my lifetime. I've been around that situation where someone's like, "Oh, she's hungry." And I'm like, how did you know that? Like, you didn't hear her? I've had someone like, "You didn't hear her?" Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't really understand. It's like, oh, that tone, the way she does it, curls it up at the end, that's hunger.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, that's love though. It's just a beautiful thing. And sadly, like the mother does not have this connection with those boys. And sad thing. And so like you saw him get the Calgon, which was just cute. The Calgon, take me away. He buys his mother the Calgon, and buys a lot of stuff for the living room, obtained with drug money, but buys stuff for the living room, and soups up the house and cleans it. And so you're like, oh, I get why this was called this episode. Yay. This is the turn. The mother's going to be a better person now. No. By the end of the episode, she has almost drowned herself in the Calgon bathtub by drinking a whole bottle of cheap liquor. And like he saves Dennis / Ghost saves the life because she goes in the room, in the bathroom, sees she's almost totally submerged in the water, on the brink of dying. And he has to go call the ambulance, whatever, get her there. But he has these 2 kids that can't move and can't leave. So he has to call Cherie to come in and save the day and babysitting them.
Yeah. And
this is such a big part of the show, but it goes into how Dennis's and Cherie's romantic relationship came to form, and by the end of the episode, it's possible end.
Yeah.
And so you know how I feel about this story arc.
Yeah, I do. And
yeah,
I'm gonna speak some on that because
okay.
Cherie seems like a very smart young lady.
Not smart enough.
Okay, so this is what I'm getting into.
I got you.
She's doing a lot for her family. She has a lot of responsibilities for the family, to be honest with you. Not only is she in school, high school that is, it seems like she's a very studious person. It seems like she's a very smart student, into the books. Really seems like she wants to make something more of this, but she's also a caretaker for the entire family.
The whole family.
Her older brother. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she is maintaining the household.
Helping with homework.
Right.
Making sure that Randy's cartoons are videotaped so he can watch that when he gets home from school. Like crazy stuff.
Exactly. So she's got a lot on the shoulder, but you also think like, all right, this chick has a good head on her shoulders and pretty smart there. So all throughout, I'm just like, how did she fall for Dennis? Like, this makes no sense. So this is all going out. I'm just like, I don't get it. What do you see in this dude? And then it came up. One, Dennis appreciated her where nobody else was and showed her that attention that she wanted. He showed her love and attention, and really, that was it. You know?
So for all the young dudes out there, no, not even young dudes, old dudes too, bro. It was a frustrating watch for me. I can be real with you, because we talk about tropes. We talk about this is such a common trope within Black movies, especially the girl that got the good head on her shoulders and falls in love with the dude she shouldn't be with. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I get it. He showed you attention. I do get it. But it's just weird because how the episode starts. You know how the episode starts when she's on the bus?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the young girl, it's the group of the cool girls. And the cool girls, they getting attention from the boys. And one of the girls brags that I'm gonna let one of these young men have sex with me on prom night, and Shuri pretty much chastises her for that. It says, "Yeah, you finna let that dude slide on you, slide up in you, and you gonna be riding this bus forever." Damn, how did she leave that bus without getting her butt whooped? Number one, woo.
There's something.
That's a fight. And it would have been a fight because I would have been there on the bus like, damn. Not even her girl, even the girl who got, slammed on, her girls didn't react. It was like, that would have been like, damn, she got you, girl. It would have been ugly. She would have had to, and Cherie had to ride that bus tomorrow. So, that's a whole other situation.
And she was outnumbered. You
talking trash to a group of 5 girls in Staten Island? You got to ride that bus tomorrow. They know exactly. They probably can figure out where you live. What you doing? But anyway, that was so unrealistic. Oh, you do not talk trash on public transportation. Ever. I've seen it go down. That's all I'm going to say. But you never talk trash on public transportation where somebody can figure out how where you work, where you go to school, or where you live. That's just not a good look. But yeah, you gonna become that girl in the back of the bus, Cherie, messing around with D Lover,
kind of hypocritical, right?
Beyond hypocritical. There gotta be a different word for what this is. It's hypocritical, it's delusional, it's irresponsible. Everything. Just because he scrapes off the plate before he puts it in the sink. Man, your brothers are trash, but still. Go ahead, dog.
But then, it brings more confusion to me as to why. Because I'm assuming he's out of high school. I'm just assuming.
He didn't graduate. He says that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it, okay, maybe he didn't graduate, and I don't know. Needless to say, they could have, I don't know where they plan to go with this character, but this character, Shuri, could have easily been in like City College or something like that. You know what I mean?
To make you more comfortable, I get what you're saying.
I'm just confused. Or did this really happen in Ghostface's life?
I don't think it would happen in Ghostface's life, but it's happened in our lives. Like for the record, notice what we're saying. We don't like this story, and we don't understand it. But neither one of us saying this is not realistic, though. This is extremely realistic.
It's very, listen, I'm very familiar in middle school with the middle school girls dating older men, whether it be in high school or, listen, they're saying this, that they are, but this is not out of the norm from hearing something like this. Let me just say this. And this was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago for me in middle school. You know what I mean?
Same thing for me. Same thing for me. Like, this is, I mean, I know for the fans, y'all are like, man, Willie, we've already been through this, but I've sort of gotten over that. I think what is frustrating is because of the realism. So we're saying all this stuff, but it's honestly very realistic and very relatable. And I hope there's a young lady that's watching this and being like, damn, that's me. Like, real talk, because I get it, man. Like, so many of our young women, you know, there is no father at home. There is no, and she's being leaned on to be a caretaker and a secondary mother, and you just want somebody to just look at you and think you're pretty and think you're smart.
Damn.
And that's what Dennis is doing. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. And a lot of times in our neighborhoods and the way we grew up, I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of times it was that knucklehead that showed that girl that appreciation. Just the way it is. This is super realistic. I grew up with this. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with the young girls that were talking to grown men. And the girl be like, yo, he says I'm so smart. I'm gonna be this, be that. And it's just like, man, like you need that. I'm looking down on you like you're an idiot, but you're getting something. I'm just saying, I'm being real. I'm pointing to myself. I'm looking down on you. But at the same time, like, there's obviously something you're not getting from your regular life that this man is getting from you, and you know, you transition from looking at her weird to looking at the dude weird, of course. And they're doing a good job of making like Dennis is still like a kid trying to learn himself. Like, maybe he's 19, maybe 18, maybe he's 20. So it's not like he's 30. Because if it was 30, I don't think I'd be watching the show. But it's just it's very realistic look at what it feels like to grow up as an African American young lady, because you transition in the show, because at the beginning of the show she was looking down on those girls.
Yeah.
But I perceived she was looking down on those girls. Maybe she wasn't looking down. Maybe there was a little bit of envy there.
Ooh.
So like maybe we misinterpreted the scene based on what we saw Cherie as. But as Cherie starts to develop more as a character on the show, I mean, you see what she looks up to. Auntie comes into town. She's like, Auntie's so cool, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, she gets her hair done like Auntie. And it's just like, she want to be grown. She feel like she grown now without the perks. So, and you know what? Like, we don't know her situation. That maybe there's not a lot of Frito Marcelines walking around her neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people end up most of the time loving what they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I met your wife, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, your wife is incredible. You met my wife. Like, but like, when I met your wife, your incredible wife, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Guy's super creative, you know what I'm saying? Everything. And like, you're a creative person. I know your sister. Like, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, this makes sense. You know, my mom is very studious and by the book, and a lot of my sister, even though as wild as she is, she's a planner, all this type of stuff. I married a planner. You know what I'm saying? I married someone who was studious and responsible. That's comforting to me. So, yeah. So you can't blame people for being like, oh my gosh, why don't you want a lawyer? Do I know a lawyer? Like, have I ever been around one? Like, no, I've been around my brothers my whole life. Yeah, do love her. So.
And you brought up a good point there. Her brothers, well, the two oldest ones, the two that are older than her, are both drug dealers.
Yes.
And those are the one that she caters to.
Yes.
So it makes sense.
You love what you love, bro. You love what loves you too. If you're lucky. Yeah.
Now, something that doesn't make sense that we find out about Power that was very interesting. He comes from a very stable family. Like, now I'm not sure if this was indicated earlier in the episodes, in the other episodes, but this is my first time where his family, they own a clothing store in the neighborhood.
It's selling Carhartt.
His father served in the military and lost his leg.
Getting that check.
And it seemed like he would be the poster child for stability in the neighborhood.
No, they not. They store is nice. It's a corner lot. They got a corner lot, bro. A corner lot in New York. Not in Nashville.
2 sides of windows,
bro. They got a corner lot in New York, bro. Like in the 80s. Can you imagine what that land's worth now? I mean, they probably leasing it, but still, like, they probably leasing it, but still, to be able to afford a corner lot, and like they sell everything, like that's the hookup spot. They sell the work clothes and everything, the cool clothes, that. Like, you want to sell dope? But this is also realistic because you and I went to college. And even though you and I did not participate in certain activities, you and I both know, sometimes by accident, some of your classmates were selling stuff.
I never encountered anybody that was selling stuff.
Okay, good for you.
But who I did encounter, or who we both encountered, was the guy in college who still thought like he was like on the block in a sense, like he was still a tough guy. It was just kind of like, my dude, you're going to the University of Florida, my guy. Like,
bro, you're not even that fam, bro. You're not even that BCC.
What are we doing here?
You can't be acting hard and you work out at the Lakeside 2000 gym. So for everybody, like the Lakeside 2000 gym was for its time, it was like very new age and it was brand new, like all the weights matched. I mean, it was a big deal. Like all these new machines, like. Today, this is 20 years ago, so like laugh at me want to, but they had the machine that squatted for you. Remember the squat machine? I thought that was just crazy. Like, wait a minute, I don't gotta put the weights on. Like, I just put my hands here and oh my God, this is great. You can't be hard in using the squat machine, cuz.
Oh my gosh.
You had the right to watching movies with me, but you a thug. Yeah, middle class thugging is a real thing. But I know people like this now. Like there's just with the African American male model. I think for some of us, there will forever be this pressure to be hard.
Yeah.
And other things, and so it made me like Power a lot less, but also made him more relatable at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I know that guy. He's super smart. It makes sense. This is the guy that would have went to college, and he's the guy who says stuff like this. You know what, man? What you want to do? Work in the office? Be the man's puppet? Nah, bro. I want to be out here with my people, bro. I make the shots out here. That character's in so many of the movies we watch, so I'm able to do that pretty easily. That's power. I get it. I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it.
For me, Power has been one of my favorite characters.
I know you like Power.
You know,
I still like how they wrote him. I'm not saying we wouldn't hang if he was a real person. What I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know? But I think he's a very well written character, and seeing that other side of him actually makes him more dimensional too.
I agree.
Great writing.
Yeah.
Great writing.
Yeah. So I know for me, this show has not had much of a soul in this show for me until this episode. So I kind of was happy to see that because I was kind of getting frustrated because, you know, man, you gotta understand, man, Wu-Tang for me came during my adolescence.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of influence on me. It's like I listened to so much Wu-Tang, sometimes when I got angry, I would get angry with like a New York attitude. You know what I mean? Like I would I would start to mimic a New York behavior.
Can you please give me an example?
You know what I'm saying? I would bust out into like a New York accent. Yo, so what you talking about, son? You know what I'm saying? Like I would my energy levels would Wu-Tang probably had more influence on my life than Michael Jackson, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's huge. I'm trying to picture 16-year-old Frito like wilding out.
Yeah, I've been much.
Yeah, like,
but you know,
Yo B. Yo son. I'll leave you rocking like a newborn baby, son. Yeah, that's crazy. I would be staring back at you like, you're from Little Haiti. Like, what are you doing?
You still live with both of your parents.
I know your parents.
So it's just, you want to see one of your favorite rap groups of all time, a show about them represented well. And it's been tough. It's been a tough pill to swallow.
Slow crawl.
Yeah, and hopefully this showed some light, and I hope it continues to show more light. I know it can be difficult, and I think I've mentioned this before, you know, because we've lived through these people, it's tough to see other people try to recreate their presence and their essence. You know?
That's not Ghostface.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not Ghostface. It's not RZA. It's not. I hear you. I'm with you.
It just
because I've definitely been like, that's not how Ghost would have said that. That's not how RZA talks. You know, but it's a show. It's a fictional adaptation at that. At best. Probably 20% true.
And that's part of what we got to keep in mind. I just hope that they have more of a direction. Because, you know, since it's a new show, they're trying to feel things out about how they want to do things. And I think we shared like some of the things that they implemented is kind of confused us as to why they would do something like that.
Yeah.
And so I think this is probably one of the first episodes where there's like an even tone to the episode where it all made sense.
It's real because you have so many characters you're trying to introduce.
Yeah.
And I hope that's what happened. Now, for the viewers, I have watched all the episodes of Frito Was Not. So Frito was watching this for the first time, and I'm watching them for the second, sometimes the third time. So like, if it looks like I have a different tone than Frito, because I'm just not as surprised that he is at some of these episodes. So, and I'm fighting not spoilers on every time we talk. By the way, I'm fighting not saying more, but yeah, I will say that I think this is a turn. So that's all I'll say about that.
Cool, then. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. I know we spent a lot of time with Cherie and Ghost. I do want to talk a little bit about Divine making the decision.
Ooh, okay.
Take the charge. And like, what were your thoughts on that?
So here you have a situation where he's trying to keep his pride. And Divine's character is another one of my favorite characters. And I feel like he is doing an excellent job, man.
He is.
And so you're torn here because here you have your pride and here you have your family trying to pull you in different directions here. And I'm trying to figure out what broke him. I still don't know.
His mother. His mother, which maybe goes back to the all I Got Is You title even more, because she goes, it's not just you up in here.
Yeah.
And it's your whole family. And we need you. And so, I mean, who would I take a charge for? Especially, pre-marriage, like 3 people, and one of them's your mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, your mother telling you, like, you gotta act like you did coke or crack. I need you. It's hard to say no to that. So.
Yeah, it's hard to say no, especially when you were really selling drugs hardcore like that. It's kind of like, all right, homie, just take the deal for a lesser charge and come back home to your family. That's a good thing.
It's hard for me to relate. I'll be real, it's very hard for me to relate to this.
Yeah.
So, I was trying to put myself in his shoes or even her shoes, and I just can't relate. So because part of me was like, he'd never be able to get a job if he says he done dope. But I was like, wait a minute, shut up, Willie. He don't get a job if he get the other charge. These aren't people with the same ladder of success that you're modeling this after. Like, I'm thinking about, man, you never be able to get a job. Wait a minute, he sells dope. Shut up, Willie. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so it was just very hard to relate.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. But you actually have a better chance of getting a job if you say you did the drugs and you sell them, you know what I mean? Because you can always say I was in depression or anxiety and, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I don't know. But it was a very powerful scene. And I was like, wow, like I didn't see this. This is a very interesting, and Divine really stepping up to do what he needed to do for his family.
And really, that scene right there was probably one of the better scenes in the episode.
A little bit more of that soul that you were talking about.
Yes. But
before you just got Divine fighting in jail all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, so yeah.
So, and I don't know if it's a testament to those actors, because sometimes, how you can just tell a story, you could just read the script, but there's something more behind the script. Yeah. And I felt like finally for that scene, there was something more meaningful behind that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool.
You got Erica Alexander playing his mom, who is a accomplished actress, and you like she showed out herself. Like, I felt her monologue, which you were talking about from the mother perspective. Like, she did her thing too.
Most definitely.
Shout out to Erica Alexander. It's a great mix of like new talent and established talent on this show, and the chemistry with all the characters has been really good. I'm gonna pull it to one more scene that I got too excited about.
Really now?
And I'm always getting excited when RZA cuts up beats. So when Ray, first of all, Ray shows up in the bright yellow polo sweater.
I noted this.
Okay, you more fashion than me. Explain to me your thoughts when you saw the bright yellow polo sweater, bro.
So first of all, he's walking down the basement and you see the crisp Air Force Ones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
And so you just like, oh, you only sell those for a clean outfit. You know what I'm saying? So it already was foreshadowing what was to come. And then he slowly appears in a classic cable. It seemed like a yellow cable knit polo sweater. You know what I'm saying? With the polo at the top that looked like was plaid and stuff like that, like the embroidered plaid. It was hella dope, hella fly. He also had the gold chain on top.
That sweater goes for $125 if I bought it in the store, right?
That sweater?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sweater could easily be maybe even a $200 sweater.
So yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I don't know the prices back then or anything like that.
Yeah. But I was like, when I saw, I was like, yo, that's not that. Yeah, that is more like $200.
Because it's just an intricate sweater, and
that was dope. Like, I really was like, damn, I hope he got to keep that. That, like, if you get to keep wardrobe, that's the sweater you like, yo, can I hold this? Like, and he got the cherry red Mercedes. I'll be real with you, super unrealistic. Rizzo would have went with him. I know I would have. I'm sorry. I can make these beats tomorrow. The only thing is I would be like, yo, you gotta let me run up in Macy with you. You gotta get me a new fit. I can't be coming out there. I look hella dingy. Can we pull up into Macy's, Bloomingdale's, whatever? I don't gotta be as fly as you, but I do need to be fly. Like, can I get a polo rugby at least? Yo, he was stupid fresh. So you get that intro, like you see, and you described it perfectly, but it really starts cutting up a beat. And it's one of my favorite beats. And it's one of my favorite Raekwon / Ghostface beats, and it's Criminology. And I'm just like, I just was so disappointed Ray didn't start rapping. I can't, but it was realistic because Ray's not interested in that right now. But with that little dude, I'm like, wait a minute, is that Criminology rap? You know what I'm saying? Flashback like a flashback chain reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of my favorite cuts.
Listen, man, you started to hear those bells. Ding, ding.
I knew it was up. So I'm already like, yo, I hope he finna cut. He not gonna do it. That hurt me. So you tell me Riz is about to hold this beat for 5 years until Only Built for Cuban Links comes out? Okay. I don't believe that happened, by the way, at all. There's no way you saved the beat for 5 years. Oh, yeah, Ray, remember that beat from 5 years ago? You want to still get on it? I have not used that beat for anything, but yeah. That was super fresh, man.
Most deaf.
I want more Sha, honestly. I want more Raekwon.
Really?
Like he steals the scenes he's in. And I think he may be the closest to who I think, besides ODB.
Okay.
And maybe Genius later. We haven't got a lot of Genius, but he's very believable too. But I feel like Ray is doing I feel like Shamik Moore, the real actor's name, is doing the best job of capturing the person as he's capturing Raekwon to be.
Really?
Which is funny because he was the one when cast, and I was like, Raekwon's a chubby dude. This isn't gonna work. And you get caught up in like what people look like. I was like, no, but he's really doing a good job with Ray. So I really enjoy the scenes he's in.
He needs to grow on me more.
Yeah, that's fair. For the record, it's fair what you're saying, and also I'm saying this because I really love Ray. So yeah, Ray was the first Wu-Tang member I really liked. So
you know what? It's tough because I got all of them. I feel like I got like 3 years of Wu-Tang in like at one time.
Yeah. I understand. 94 to 96 was crazy. Yeah. This was nuts. Too much music.
It was just like I just got bombarded. So it's tough because I think I heard Ice Cream before MHTHOD Man, but then I fell in love with Wu-Tang because I heard Only Built for Cuban Links. And then that's once I heard Only Built for Cuban Links, that's when I went and like, I gotta check everybody out now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's fair.
So it can be similar to you, where it's like Ray probably allowed me to like want to go back and check everybody out.
Yeah. Yeah. Only Built for Cuban Links is what made me a real Wu-Tang fan because I like Cream, but also it was just so many different artists. It was hard to figure out who to like because you got Cream, then you got Method Man, and then you got what's the other single from that album? Protect Your Neck. It was just a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I don't know who I like. But then it was obvious that Method Man was being pushed to be the first solo artist. And yes. I liked Method Man. I really like Method Man, actually. But not enough for me to be like, oh, I'm going to give everybody a shot.
Exactly.
But then I heard Only Built for Cuban Links, and the fact that it really was a duo album. It really was Ghost and Ray and Ghost. Ghost is on, I think, 75 or 80% of the songs. I was like, I really like Raekwon a lot. Because of Incarcerated Scarfaces, though. Incarcerated Scarfaces made me a Ray fan.
Stop that. Yeah. Incarcerated Scarfaces.
I still want a Land Cruiser. So look, my wife works for Toyota. This is funny. My wife works for Toyota. And so like I asked her, I was like, because she's like, you're never gonna buy an American car again unless it's a classic car, because you're for Toyota, I work for Toyota, da, da, da. I was like, can I get a Land Cruiser? And she's just like, that is so random. Like, why would you want a Land Cruiser? Like, that's a huge car. Like, what? You mean a 4Runner or a Highlander? I'm like, no, a
Land Cruiser.
Why? Do you know how expensive they are? And I was just like, because Raekwon always talked about his green land. Understand the plan. Who's the man in the green land? I wanted a land. I never wanted a Rolls Royce. What were the cool cars? I never wanted the Mercedes-Benz Jeep. I grew up wanting a Land Cruiser because Raekwon, I think they were the only cats talking about Land Cruisers. Everybody was talking about their Bentleys or their Jeeps or their whatever, their Benzes. For some reason, Ray was all about a Land Cruiser. And that stuck with me.
Wow.
Land Cruiser rap. That's what Raekwon makes. Ray makes Land Cruiser.
Land Cruiser rap.
What is he still rapping about? I haven't heard him talk about Land Cruiser in a long time. Like,
Toyota is associated with Middle America, so I don't think that really stands out in hip hop nowadays, especially when you talk about.
It's a dependable car. You try to good gas mileage. Yo, Ray probably can still drive his 94 Land Cruiser. It probably still runs.
So you bring up a good point right now. Okay. If Ray wanted to get some type of Toyota sponsorship, some type of Toyota, like he probably can make that happen.
Oh, remember what other brand he was touting? I never got into the brand, but you probably did come from Miami. What other brand Raekwon put people on? Tommy Hill. The Tommy Hill. Like he was always talking about his Tommy Hill.
Son.
He was the first rapper I can remember that was really talking about Tommy Hill figure too.
The first one to start talking about it, him and Snoop probably started to wear it.
Oh, Snoop too. My bad. Snoop too. My bad.
Yeah. We loved Tommy Hilfiger down in Miami. We could not get enough of Tommy Hilfiger and Nautica. We could not get enough, whether it be like cats would buy the swim trunks and wear them as regular shorts and rock those out.
Remember the lightweight jacket?
So are you talking about the one that kind of like it was like two-tone? Oh, no. It was kind of like navy blue with like a beige inside or something like that.
Yeah. They did multiple colors later, but it was like just a collar. It was like a real thin jacket. Cass was getting jacked for that jacket where I came from, bro.
Yeah. We got the jackets.
That was a serious situation. And it was just it was a very simple jacket. Now, I know you're talking about the very popular two-tone with the big emblem and all that type of stuff, the windbreaker look. But I'm talking about it was like this just thin jacket with a collar, and Cass was going nuts over that jacket. But yeah, there was a navy blue one, and then later on they came out with other colors. But yeah, the navy blue one with the different color inside. It may be more marine blue with the navy inside, but yeah, that was like don't wear that in Atlanta in South DeKalb Mall. Like, yeah, that was serious.
Yo, I think we covered a lot in the episode. Do you got anything else to add?
Just we got ended the way it ended with D Love robbing Power's parents' store. I know you ducking this, and then at the end going back, and you can tell like he robbed him a little bit because he wanted to, get back at Power for, turn his back on Divine. But also he hated that Divine had something that he didn't have, like he had his family structure. But then to come back at the end of the episode and realize that Power doesn't even appreciate, like, D-Love is hustling for survival, right or wrong. Power is not hustling for survival. He could probably work this store and probably start another store in another part of the city. His father and the mother do not look down on their son. It's not like the father said he sell dope, I don't want his ass around here. That's not the tone the father gave. It's like my son doesn't want to be associated with me. So, you see the look in D-Love's guilt, like, damn, like, because he probably thought the parents were like part of the shit. Like, oh, maybe this is a front. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is how they, this is a front. This is how they're able to move because they can lump through the money to the store. Then very quickly realize, like, nah, this ain't them. This ain't what these two people are about. So there was this guilt, like, damn, right. Rob, these some good people. They're not part of the game. Like, no offense to RZA's mother on the show, but RZA's mother is complicit. So Power's parents aren't, as far as we know.
So you bring up two good points here. One is, I think Dennis, there was a lot of jealousy right there. That's what came to my mind. Like, he was hating. He was hating on Power's just family structure and where he was coming from. He was like, damn it, I'm busting my ass trying to maintain for my family. And here you got it good. Nah, man. Here's some bad luck for you right quick for your peoples.
Yeah.
And then to go to RZA's mother, a note I wrote is like, how oblivious is she to all that's going on?
She knows exactly what's going on. What you talking about? She's not oblivious.
In the beginning, they made it seem like she was oblivious.
She's not.
You don't think she is?
0%.
Because in my mind, I was like, how does she not know what's going on?
Nah, she knows what's going on. Dude, RZA ain't clocking in nowhere. Come on, bro. Come on now. D-Love at the house all the time. D-Love ain't, come on, bro. Nah, man, she know what them boys do. She know what all them do. Divine too. She wasn't surprised Divine got locked up. She was, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Nah, man.
You got some clarity for me there, because I was just like, she can't be this stupid.
Nah. She's complicit, 100%.
She's not working this many double shifts and just.
No, now look, they need the money. Like, that's the thing. I think that's also very realistic. Is that they selling drugs, and like your favorite rapper. I love rapping that talk about y'all was selling all this. Then why you rapping? Because you weren't making that much money.
I mean, you want to clean the money, dog. You know what I'm saying? You want to turn into a new life.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, like, they doing all this stuff. Realistically, they doing all this stuff, and there ain't no Benz outside. Ain't no car outside. Everybody taking the bus. You know what I'm saying? The weight they moving is just enough to take care of this very nice house, by the way. I mean, what, they gotta be 3 bedrooms and a full basement in Staten Island? That ain't cheap.
Right.
But that's probably where all the money going. And then, but also just hilarious, right? They start selling a little bit of weed. Oh, we got to talk about the weed thing. The fact that has honestly been a very cool flip. The selling weed in Times Square, I think, is dope.
Why do you think it is? Go ahead, like, explain.
Because it just felt like you know, that strategy is being a part of what's going on.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Willie does not sell drugs. You know, but it was like when RZA broke it down, was like, hey, why are we selling crack and maybe heroin, but definitely they selling crack in highly policed, violent, competitive areas when we can be out in the open around white collar people that don't want to get in trouble, that don't know drugs. Like, I definitely knew, you know, this was not Willie. Definitely had a friend sell oregano to a person before. You know what I'm saying? I definitely had a friend who sold oregano to a person as weed. Like, yo, times were hard. He was like, yo, man, like, no joke. Definitely had a friend sell oregano to somebody. So
spicing it up.
I was like, he gonna smell oregano. He's like, dude, he not gonna know what this is. And so the fact that RZA was able to stretch the weed, the dirt weed he probably got, definitely probably dirt weed with the little money they sold selling film to get their weed. That probably was dirt weed. But then the fact they got dirt weed, but then they're lacing it with freaking tea leaves and people are buying it, I was so proud. So proud. Like, yes, sell to these lame stockbrokers. Yes, put tea leaves in it.
Oh my God.
Y'all don't gotta sell white ever again.
Mm.
I was like, wow, so this is how they get out of the game. Out of that game. Like, sell weed. In Times Square. Now, when the cops show up, that's a different situation, because eventually they are gonna show up, because you know, somebody gonna get caught, fail a drug test. Well, I was buying it for those corner boys out in by Papa Wu, who plays chess and gives out great advice. But yeah, man, that was dope, man. I keep saying dope. That was actually really great. Like yes. Find a new market with less constraints and less potential consequences.
Open up
easier
to
product to move. A product that comes with less jail time. Thank you. A cheaper product to buy and manufacture. Cause look, you can't stretch out coke and crack for so long. A crackhead ain't gonna know this ain't the crack that I had, you know. But these stockbrokers, they just trying to get a buzz.
Oh my God.
I was so proud. There you go. I think you know who my MVP is of the show already.
Oh, yeah, MVP, dog.
My MVP is RZA for selling weed in times, for finding a great way to sell a cheap product with lower consequences, still high consequences, very high consequences, but lower consequences in a safer area without the threat of getting shot up or your trap house getting burnt to a crisp. Yes. Something you can do in broad daylight. Very impressed. MVP is RZA for his marketing strategy. Marketing and his new strategy to make money. Very
proud. You know what? I gotta give him the MVP for that as well, man. I got to. You know, that's a solid one right there, you know?
Yeah. You probably could have convinced me and you to do this. Nah, I'm just joking.
You know what? Actually, no. I tell you that my MVP would probably have to be Divine, man.
Taking the charge.
For like taking the charge. Yeah.
That's fair.
You know,
he
one,
my number 2.
I just love that scene so much. And you know what? He just kind of like, it was simple. Just the way the scene was very simple, but it said so much. And I appreciate that about Divine, man. So shout out to him.
Who's your LVP?
Man, it's a tough one between Cherie or Dennis. I feel like even though Cherie is the youngest one, I'm going to give it to her. I'm just like, come on, my dude. Come on now, like you can do better. And maybe it's the two brothers who are in the wheelchair that just tugging at her heart. I don't know what it is, but I can't stand his character. I think he's a hothead. I think he's unstable. I think it's like this is the
there's a lot of big brother talking to you too. I'm just gonna let that out. There's a lot of big brother and father of a daughter happening right now. I just want you to know it's coming out. Like, you being real judgmental against Cherie. It's not just because it's a show. Like, I feel like you about to say your daughter's name at any time or somebody, your cousins. Like, it's been that happen.
This is the dude you choose. This guy.
Willie, you ain't gonna believe this. I'll be like, D-Level sell weed in Times Square. Yeah, man. I'm with you 100. I'm with you.
Who's your LVP, man?
Yeah, those two. But but in the same household, I'm gonna go to D-Level's mother. That's my LVP.
Why go to her mother? His mother.
Because she's a lot of the problem. Like, it was heartbreaking for D-Level, a guy who I find super frustrating to watch. Even though I think he acts it well, I think it's believable, but I want to choke him out because he just effing up. The mother, like a lot of the situation because of her. And so, D-Level's trying, he fixes up the house, he gets the cow gone. And what does she do? She get pissy drunk, drinking what looks like some Boone's Farm in the bathtub. And almost kills herself. And that just sets D-Love off the cliff. So much so that he pretty much breaks up with Cherie, seems like it anyway. And it also puts Cherie in a situation where she's like, he needs me. I don't know if that relationship happens if the mother was at least a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know? So
good point.
And also just the way she treats her, I'll be real with you, like I was disgusted that she said, I can't do this too much longer in front of her two sons. Like that hurt me from the heart. And so like I might have yelled out an expletive when I saw it the first time I saw it. So the first time I saw it, like, because they understand. They may not, you know what I'm saying? They can't walk. And one of them can't talk, but they damn sure can understand the fact that she said, I can't deal with this too much longer, and like walks off. And you know, what do you want these boys to do? So yeah, that was a hurtful moment, but realistic too. So yeah,
very true.
Yeah,
very true.
Yeah,
cool, man. Yo, I think we got another one in the books.
6 more to go, Frito. You gonna hold on?
I'm gonna hold on, man. I'm gonna hold on. Out of respect for Wu-Tang, I'm gonna hold on. You know?
You mind if I do a quick pub?
Yo, man,
Hill story, baby. Hill story.
Check in.
I talked about it, you know, all day. We do these videos. I'm gonna bring it up, but my sister Hill story. She's an educator in the Atlanta area. She's incredible. It's her brand Hill Store. She has IG, Facebook, YouTube. She has incredible videos, lots of advice. She really captured the essence of what it's like to be a a young, eclectic, super creative teacher under the constraints of the public education system. She's real dope. She gives a lot of great advice to other fellow educators, students, and parents. And she has some really great stuff. So check it out. She has clothing. She has advice. She has videos. She hosts. She hosts things. She's highly in demand. COVID pending, of course. But just want to shout out.
Shout out to Hill Story in the building. Book, book, book. Yo, with that, please continue to like, subscribe, follow on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We out here. And the support that we have been receiving, thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Thanks for the love, y'all.
Yeah, most def. And with that, we out. Peace.